Archie, the mastermind and the crafter, bringing trophies into our town. City will be there forever after.
Hey guys, it's a tough result tonight, 0-0 at home versus maybe the worst team in the West, which is probably still just as good as some of the bottom teams in the East. It was a tough night overall. I know I just said that, but I don't really have any other thoughts about it. I thought the team looked lackluster. I'm not impressed with this week's happenings, so maybe you guys, the fans and supporters, have a little something extra to say. Let's check it out now.
We could talk about the game. We could talk about Winter. We could talk about Heath. What do you want to talk about?
All right, before I say anything, let me say this. I love this crest. Players and coaches may come, players and coaches may go, but at the end of the day, this crest is all that matters. Now, with that being said, we're playing like shit. Tonight, we had sparks of brilliance. We had some sparks, but nothing ignited. When Baptista came in, he showed that what he does. He come in, he tried, he showed some passion. Now, the ref was shit as usual, but you know what? It's pro refs. What are you going to do? We're playing like shit. I don't know how to fix it. I don't know what's going to happen. I love the unicorn shaking his dick at me. That's amazing. But tonight, we just played like shit as usual, and I don't know how that's going to change. Regarding Coach Heath, I loved Coach Heath. He brought us where we were at today, but in every organization there comes a time where you've got to move on, and that was our time. I respect what he did for this club, but it's time for us as a club to move on and look forward, not backwards.
Did you think it was the right time?
Do I think it was the right time? Probably not, but I'm just a supporter. I'm not the president. I don't pay the paychecks. I'd have liked to give them till the end of the season. We're still technically in the playoff hunt. I mean, we're, 2-3 games in hand behind the leaders at the top of the board. Yep. So if we win those 2-3 games we have in hand, now we're sitting at the top of the board.
Except that's about the exact same amount of wins we've gotten all year.
Exactly. I'd like to give them till the end of the season, but, I don't cut paychecks. So I couldn't. That's not my decision to make. Hopefully, I'd have liked to have seen somebody in the wings waiting. You know what I mean? Like, not just bringing up OCB's coach. Because, let's be honest, OCB's not doing that great either.
No, they're in 7th.
Yeah. So, you're bringing in a coach that's coached a shit team to coach another shit team. And it doesn't seem like it's the right thing to do at this point. But that's just my opinion. Who am I? I'm just a supporter.
Hey, I'm just a fan, too, and a supporter, so that's it. And you want to give anybody a shout-out?
Of course I got a shout-out to TCC. You know this, baby. You know this. Notorious, Church of Close Collective. I love all of you. TCC.
All right. Hallie, my man, thank you. All right. My man, A.G. Barlow here. We could talk about the game. We could talk about Heath. We could talk about Winter. Up to you what you want to talk about.
Tonight was painful. As a season ticket holder, this was the most painful game I've seen since I've been here. I would rather us hang on to Heath and watch him coach these boys up than what I watched tonight. Because tonight was just not good at all.
I don't think you're going to get any disagreement from me, and I don't think you're going to get any disagreement from anybody who follows the team regularly. The only positive I could take away from the game is Bendick played good again, kind of unchallenged, but I know that's your boy. You guys got the little Clemson boner together, so you want to talk a little bit about Bendick?
I will tell you, Bendick did not like the fact that Heath was let go. I mean, he liked his coach. That was one of the reasons that he came to this town. But he still showed his heart. He played with everything he had, and that's nothing less than we expect from Bendick, right? He shows up week in and week out, but, man, we got to change something up. If you're going to change the coach, show me something different. Show me a different formation. Show me some different players in there. Let's make it formidable for who we're going against. I would rather lose 5-0 than watch us just bounce around with the same formation, the same style of play, and finish 0-0.
At halftime, I social media'd out 2 words about this game. I said typical Orlando. So 2 words to sum up the game.
Painful. 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 That's all I got. It was bad. I don't want to,
That's 3.
that's a lot of words. I don't want to watch this again. I don't care what we do. Bring the freaking bring OCB up. I'd rather see those guys play with heart than what I had to watch tonight. It was painful.
Well, and on that note, do you want to give anybody a shout out before we conclude?
I should probably give a shout out to my wife because she will disown me after I say this. I'll give a shout out to my daughter because she's embarrassed that I would say this, but give a shout out to you. You rock.
All right, fair enough. Thank you.
High five.
My man. All right, we could talk about the game. We could talk about Coach Heath. We could talk about Winter. What do you want to talk about?
I'd like to talk about Heath, I think.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, before tonight's game, and before Heath got fired, everybody was calling for his head.
Not everybody.
Well, a lot of people were.
Okay.
Like, you go on Facebook and you go on the internet, and a lot of people were calling for Heath's head. And he done a lot for the team. For 6 years, he done a lot. He got Orlando to where they were. And then a lot of people were calling for his head after the Dallas game, after Fort Lauderdale game. And then when his head got torn away, everyone gets a little bit upset.
Got waxed like Ned Stark style, dude.
Yeah. But every coach gets to a stage where they do all they can. And then it gets to a stage where they cannot do much more. Like, you take Brendan Rodgers at Liverpool. He got Liverpool to as far as he could have, and then it was time for the next person.
Well, and they sold his players.
Well, yeah, they did a little bit. But every coach gets, like, they take a team as far as they can, and then it's time for the next person. Now, don't get me wrong, Adrian Heath has done a fantastic job for this team, but I think he took Orlando as far as he could. So now it's time for some fresh blood, some fresh thinking. But where does that fresh thinking and fresh blood come from? I don't know.
I don't know either. I'm not the front office. I'm a fan with a video camera and a mic.
I know a lot of people are talking about South America, like Dunga, that used to be the Brazil manager. Obviously, Orlando loves a bit of Brazilian because they got Baptista, they got Kaká. Maybe it will be Dunga, maybe it'll be Crace. We have no idea. But I think Heath has run his course at Orlando. He's done a fantastic job. He got us as far as he can. And now it's time for a bit of fresh thinking, fresh blood. Where that comes from, I don't know. But
And what about the game tonight? What do you think?
Tonight's game was probably the most boring game of football that I've seen all season.
And that's coming from a Welshman.
And that's coming from someone who supports Wales. Like, yeah, there was nothing happening tonight. Every time the ball went forward, it came back out. There was no passing going on. There was no heavy challenges going on. It was just boring. Like, it was like watching paint dry, to be fair. It was.
All right, and you want to give anybody a shout out before you boogie?
I would like to give a massive shout out to the Welsh football team for getting to the semi-finals of Euro 2016. Being a Welshman, very, very proud. Should never have gone there. Thank you very much. And I hope that Orlando show a little bit of passion that the Welsh team showed and play for the crest on their chest. That's all I hope for.
All right, well, thank you very much, my man.
Thank you very much.
Yep. All right, we can talk about the game, or we can talk about Coach Heath, or we could talk about Winter. What do you want to talk about?
I'm over Winter. He's gone. I'm over Heath. He's gone. And I'm not over the team because they're not gone, but they look like it.
2 games in a row, we came out super flat. I thought Sarin on the right was a major fail tonight.
Oh, yeah. Like, why do you put your defensive midfielder out on the wing? I couldn't even tell who our coach was on the bench tonight. They all were wearing gray and sitting there like nothing. And if Flavio is going to hire this Brazilian coach, then we're done for. If it's just all Flavio in charge right now and Kaká running the show like I think it is, we're done.
Is there somebody in mind that you would want to see as coach?
As coach? I don't know. Anyone with half a brain at this point.
Bob Bradley?
But you really pushing Bob Bradley on us.
Okay, Jason Chris?
No. Just someone not to put Sarin on the wing. How about that?
Okay.
How about player positions in their position?
Hey, I'm just here to record.
And how about they put some passion on the field before I sing again?
You can sing all you want.
I'm done.
All right, you want to give anybody a shout out before you boogie?
No, I'm done.
Okay, later. What do you want to talk about? Lots to talk about.
Well, I would like to talk about everything. I mean, thank you to Adrian Heath and to Heath and to Winter Winter was one hell of an asset to the team. So was Heath. Thank you for the 8 years that he gave us. You know, it's a shocker to everybody to find out middle in the week to let a head coach go. But some people need to understand business. It's a what we say over in Europe. You cannot achieve everything in 2 years. All right. If you build up a team, if you want to build up a team in 2 years, you have to put a little bit guts into it. All right. And spend time and let players come off the bench. Instead, let them sit on the bench. We pay X amount of $1,000 for one player who maybe played 25 minutes that we don't even need. In Orlando. Okay.
Whoa.
Plus, also you have Kaká who steps out. He didn't want to play tonight. Injury or not injury, to me, it's a poor sportsmanship from him towards the team. All right.
I agree.
And to me, if you make $1.some million, if not more, show up for the team and be a team leader. Try to be a captain. All right. Yes.
Earn the band.
And earn the band. Exactly right. If you don't earn the band, you don't belong there. You should be benched also. Okay. I was very, very. My feeling is, Kylan, embarrassing tonight. Embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. Last 5 games, totally embarrassing.
I don't think he's the only one, though.
He's not the only one. But if you stand there and wait for the ball coming on your feet, come on, 22-year-old kid.
Yeah, you only go as far as your central forward takes you.
That's true, but you have Batista coming in and runs you down. Come on.
And he looks lively.
And you have somebody who's younger than him. Come on. I mean.
By 10 years younger, 12 years younger.
12 years younger. That's, to me, that's not a,
Yeah.
fight for something. Tackle for the ball. Don't just.
Yeah, you want to see some heart.
You want to see some heart from a 20-year-old?
And we haven't had any heart for weeks.
We don't have no heart for weeks. The only good heart is in our goal. It's Joe Bendick.
And Winter was hard.
Winter was hard. Everybody else, and that was it.
Oh, you're not going to get any disagreement from me.
I mean, that's how it is. Sorry. But,
all right. You want to give anybody a shout out before you boogie?
Oh yeah, I will give a shout out to the Ruckus family and to my wife Patty and to my big man Scott right here.
All right.
So thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Yeah, anytime. Lots to talk about either this week or this game. Up to you, any way you want.
Man, it's been a crazy week. Like I said at the beginning in the speech pregame, we don't really, everyone has their personal attachments, but we're moving on at this point, and it's onward and upward. It seems like a lot of people have attachments, and I get it. I truly do to, individual players, coaches, etc. But at this point, something needed to change, especially from what I saw on Monday. I've never seen anything like I seen Monday night. That performance right there was...
Well, I mean, Bowden gave up after 60.
Oh, it was completely phoned in. I could go on and on about individual performances. The only player that seemed to give a crap out there was Bednick. Right now, I'll take Molino, Bednick, Baptista. That's about it. Everybody else can get out of here. Until you show, we're having difficulty showing passion out there in the stands tonight. I mean, honestly, it was a little frustrating out there because there's zero direction. It feels weird. It's a weird feeling. I don't like it. I hope it improves, man. It sucks, but we'll still be here. Like I said, we'll always be out here supporting. It doesn't matter. We support the crest, not an individual coach or player. A lot of respect for Inchy, what he did here. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. But at this point, it's professional sports, and this is the real world. This isn't fantasy land. Everyone loves certain people, loves certain coaches, but in the real world, things happen. And if the performance isn't good on the field, changes are made, and they're going to change the coach versus changing 11 players on the pitch.
Did you think it was the right time?
I did think it was the right time, based on what I saw. The players were dead silent, man. Who said anything? I think Redding came out today maybe and said something. Yep. How telling is that? This man gets fired, first of all, at 9 p.m. on a Wednesday night. The next entire day, nobody says one word.
And gets benched, Redding, even though he's our best central defender.
Correct. There is some stuff going on behind the scenes, and I don't want to pontificate as to what it is because I'm not sure and I'm not in the know.
Well, none of us are.
But you know what? I mean, it's a weird feeling. It's a weird feeling. So, tonight's performance, I wasn't too fond of it either. We had our chances and just ball control. I thought Sarin looked a little uncomfortable so far up. His pace wasn't really quite there. Other than that, Bednick was still Bednick, and Baptista was still Baptista.
All right, any shout-outs before you boogie?
Yeah, shout out always TCC, Treasure Coast Collective, all day.
Done. Should have worn my scarf. I got called out on it today. My bad.
You know what? It's all
Yeah,
good, bro.
my man.
I love it.
All right. Thanks, Brian. Jenny, how did you feel? We could talk about the game or Coach Heath or Winter. Which way you want to go?
Well, I feel like it kind of all comes together. I mean, we're missing Winter, missing Inchy tonight. You can tell that the stands definitely felt the difference, and kind of looks like the players did too. Almost looked like they were a little tired, maybe just not. They just didn't have that oomph tonight.
Played on Monday, maybe a short week, tired legs.
I'm hoping that's what it is. I hope it's just tired bodies and not tired spirit.
Oscar, your thoughts?
You know what? It feels like you lost a parent almost. It's really sad, and I could see it in the players too.
All right. And anybody, terribly bad, or anybody stand out as good tonight for you?
I'll tell you, Kyle Laren, it looked like he really put everything into it the last maybe 20 minutes of the game. Kevin Molino hustled his butt off. It just, the passing, unfortunately, we just had unlucky touches tonight, and it seemed like a lot of unlucky calls. So
seems like we've had unlucky touches all year, not just tonight. We've turned the ball over in the midfield repetitively. Do you think anybody to blame for that?
No, I think Shea stepped up for the position he was given today. I think he did. He stood out for me. He did a good job.
And you guys have any other general thoughts or want to give anybody a shout out before you boogie?
Shout out to all the fans, man. Just keep it coming. I know it's hard sometimes when we're not winning, but this is what it's all about. It's when we're not winning is when they need you the most. So
feels like last summer to me, about to start again this summer.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping that the front office is making moves, and I'm hoping that it jolts some energy at some point into the team, the stands, and we're gonna be fine. We're gonna be good.
All right. And Oscar, any last shout outs or anything you want to say to anybody before you boogie?
No real shout out. I mean, I think that this was a test today. Immediately after we got rid of the coach, everybody showed up. And I'm
except the team.
Except the team, but I'm glad everybody showed up. It shows that we're still here.
All right. Well, thank you guys. I got a little Cortez sandwich here, so I always love that. All right.
Inchy, the mastermind and the crafter, bringing trophies into our town. City will be there forever after.